When she announces to you that she's pregnant, that's the time you wear your armor.
The shots are coming.
Because shots will be fired. Eh? So, and also so that you also protect yourself, because you can also get mixed in that mixture.
Yeah.
And ukoroganishwa hapo ndani. I was excited that now I'm going to actually be a father. I think men and women just have a different perspective of life in general. And that's why we need to like find the middle ground for this. Because in my perspective, like I was there, like I never missed any clinic. Mimi niko kwa clinic naona tu wanawake tu, ni mimi mwanaume peke yake, na bado according to her I'm not there. So I just find that a bit strange. I think ladies like to be asked, how are you doing?
Yes, we like that. Yes.
Yeah, so and men don't actually, like men will just be there. Unajua, si tutakuwa tu hapo. Twende hosi, takupeleka. But they don't actually like ask, how are you doing? Like, how are you really doing? Men don't do that, most men. So I think that's something we need to work on. Be present for your kids, love your kids, show both types of love. Don't just over-love your kid and then forget to have tough love for your kids. Happy Father's Day, guys, and be good dads and be tough dads. And be present dads as well. And happy Father's Day.
Here we have a very special guest in our studios today as we celebrating Father's Day. Was it our Father's Day then? Thank you. This is a very special edition where we're celebrating fathers across the country. They are very well known, and that's why we're celebrating them as they advise us, entertainers, and tell other men how to be good fathers and men. We have today Sasa.
Poa sana, how are you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm great.
I'm Diana Mushai.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, and I'm Kaymo. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Thank you, and we are very, very honored to be here.
Asante sana.
I saw a lot of people know you by Kaymo Thitima.
Yes.
And maybe many people don't know your real name.
Yeah.
Tuambie jina yako.
Okay, my real names are William Kamore. That's the name you're going to find on ID.
Yes.
So William Kamore Githira is my dad's name, which I definitely inherited. So he has like my surname. So William Kamore is my real name. Yeah.
And so now Thitima is a star now.
Thitima actually came about when I released the Thitima anthem, which became so huge, like across Africa. So everybody would call me Thitima, like Thitima. So it nikaona tu njina tu naweza adapt anyway. So because basically inamaanisha tu electricity. So I just picked it and combined it with my other pseudonym, which is Kaymo. So Kaymo Thitima, that's what you would find me on social media.
And you're not getting old. Because I used to listen to that song when you're very young.
I know.
So especially Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, and now I'm singing, you're like, wait! By the way, we were singing you're still the same. Na mimi nishakuwa mama.
Kwani ulikuwa how old?
Nilitoka to
20. Mimi naonekana ni juzi. But people meet me, they're like, I was a kid. You were a kid.
Hiyo ngoma nilitoka to
2016.
2016?
Yeah, 2016, yes.
Hata si kitambo.
Si kitambo.
Nilikuwa 16 years.
But most people, I meet them, they're like, nilikuwa primo. You ulikuwa primo. And you're here hustling with me.
Tushakuwa mama hata huku.
So anyway, yeah, 2016, that's when this song came out.
So is there a difference between Kaymo and William?
Well, it's the same person, only that I have a pseudonym, which is Kaymo, but yeah, I'm the same guy. But yes, you would say there's a difference in the sense that maybe William, if you call me William, you either tulikuwa naye university ama tulikuwa naye primo. So that's the only, if I ever hear William, tulisoma naye one of the schools. Because that's where they used to call me William.
So, for example, your wife.
Yeah.
Kwa mentality yake kujua wewe, anajua this is Kaymo the star, ama the William mwenye tunaweza zuzana kidogo.
Kwanza ananiitaga jina ingine
Kamwere
fulani.
ama? Hatambui Kimo.
Hatambui hata hawezi tambua. Hatambui.
Please tell us your background. Umezaliwa wapi?
Okay, so I was born in Shags, by the way. So born and raised in Shags. I was born in Gatondo South. So we share the same place with our former president. So I grew up there, but then we moved to, can I say, like the outskirts of Nairobi to move to Uthiru when I was around 10 years. So after coming to Nairobi, yeah, and then we moved places actually. We moved to South B, then we moved to Ngumo. So we moved places. But yeah, my life took a turn at when I was 10, because your movement from Shags to Nairobi. Yeah.
Is there a difference or the personalities that you were when you were younger and right now? Can you see any differences? Maybe you've grown up, you had some tabias now, some habits, and now you're like, that's not me anymore.
Like when I was really young?
No.
When I was really young.
That's a teenager. That's when now you start showing your true colors.
You can say so, because people tend to change a lot. Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, it's supposedly, I think I was quite stubborn. I'm not saying that I'm not so stubborn, but I think I've improved quite a lot actually. So, but nikiwa mtoi nilikuwa stubborn sana, like extremely. But as you grow old, you realize that you need to, like, you know, you need to calm down a little bit. Yeah.
So one thing I'm very curious is, to the man that you are right now.
Yeah.
Is there like life experiences that have shaped you to be the person that you are?
Yeah, lots of life experiences. I think one of the major experience was I think the death of my mom, because that really changed a lot, because my mom passed when I was at that 10, the 10 years I'm talking about. And that's what made the shift for us to move. So that's a life experience that made a major change in my life, because that changed a lot of other dynamics in my life that made us to, first of all, move to a different location. And then now I'm meeting up with a stepmother. So life just basically took a turn. So that would definitely have a major impact on how you look at life. Yeah. So other major changes would maybe even marrying, getting married. That's a different, it gives you a whole different perspective about life. Because sasa ulikuwa unaishi either na wazazi ama ulikuwa unaishi peke yako. Now you have someone that you're living with as a companion. So that also makes you to, have a different perspective of how you're looking at life. Yeah.
I'm sorry you lost your mom at a younger age.
It's all right.
At that time when you lost her and you were just 10 years old,
Yeah.
did it occur to you that something is going to shift in your life?
Not at that particular moment. When such a thing happens to someone who is young, it doesn't hit them immediately, but maybe later, like a year or two, that's when you realize, wait, I haven't seen my mom in 2 years. What's going on here? Yeah, so that's when it like actually now dawns on you, like, this is how life is now for you. All right. So yeah, it didn't dawn on me immediately. It took a bit of time, but then I slowly and gradually, you now slowly and gradually begin to accept that this is part of life. So for me, the way I was affected is I think partly was from that experience, it made me a person who is not afraid of losing, which is, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I have never been part of losing so much. Like, I wouldn't be afraid of losing. Maybe that's a bad thing, maybe that's a good thing. But I just felt like it had that kind of impact in my life. Like, siogopi ku lose, because nishai lose before, and I know what it means to lose. Yeah.
At what age did you have a stepmom?
That was like, maybe it took like a period of around 3 years or so, 3.5, I think. 3.5 year. 3.5 year, you can say so.
And by that time, you've already accepted you don't have a mom.
You can say so, yes.
Did she come and feel at least, she can feel your mom's
Yeah.
place? Did she come at least try and make you feel like maybe you can have a mother figure in her?
You can say so. I think what I could say is that she tried her best. Like,
She was not the
but
evil.
it's not that easy.
She was not the evil bad mother.
No, 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 she wasn't. But
Thank-
she also had her own traits, and I have my traits, and
Yes.
my siblings also have their own traits. And now we are trying to put these traits together, and it's not easy because people are different, right? You're different, so that also brings a whole different dynamic to it. Because now you guys are, all of you, you're trying to live together in the same house. Lazima kutakuwa na mkorofishano. The fact that, first of all, this is not like your blood mother. You understand?
Yes.
And you guys are different. So I could say that, like, for me, she really, really tried. She's done a lot, actually, like a lot. So big up to my mom. Yeah.
Thank you. So let's go now to your music career. Now this is when now we came to know you, and your songs were really hilarious. I must say, you enjoy listening to them and even dancing to them. Is Thitima the first song that you released?
No. Thitima was the song that pulled me to the limelight.
Okay.
But it's not the first song that I actually released.
Higher. Before you come to that, it's a gospel song, yeah?
Yeah.
Why you always born again? Or you just going to get born again later?
Okay, I got born again in high school. So, and my parents are Christians, and that's the environment I was brought up in. And my dad is a pastor, so I was brought up in that kind of environment. So, and I learned a lot, like religious matters or anything biblical philosophies. I learned a lot from him because if you're daily under his feet and he's teaching you all these different Christian ideologies, you learn a lot for many years. So that's how I was brought up. So for me, that is something that is already ingrained in my system. So me talking or singing Christian music is almost like second nature to me. Yeah.
Did you always wanted to be a musician when you were young?
When I was like really, really young,
Yeah. Before you started singing?
Not quite.
What do you want to be?
I think I wanted to be an engineer, which I am now.
Nice.
Because I'm an audio engineer. But when I was growing up, I thought of being like an electric engineer or something of sort, which I never...
Don't we?
I think it was the hype of, hey, you can be an engineer, you can be an engineer. Oh, what do you want to be? A doctor, an engineer, or a pilot?
Yeah.
And then you pick one of them. You can be an engineer. So I took engineering. But inside my blood was music. So like, not only music, but artistry. Just call it artistry. Because even when I was saying I want to be an engineer, in school, we had so many subjects going on, like 7 subjects.
Yes.
I was always leading in art and crafts. Like, me ndo nilikuwa naenda na hiyo badge home. But it never occurred to me that I was artistic naturally. Because me ndo, like, people knew art and craft is my badge. So it never occurred to me that I was actually an artist, like, naturally, until later in life. Yeah.
And now let's go to Thitima. How did it come about?
It was funny because the slogan itself, Thitima, I was the one who said it. And then the DJs were using it left, right, and center. And then guys would come and ask me, now people are using this slogan, Thitima. Do you make any money out of it? Then you can't really make money out of just a slogan because someone is using it. Like, I don't know, like TID said, look at this guy, I hate you. You cannot monetize that unless probably you make it into something that you package it in a way that's sellable. So I thought about it. I was like, I said this slogan and now DJs are using it as a drop, but I'm not making any money out of it. So a friend of mine flies from Malawi and comes to my studio. He's like, I heard Thitima being used in Malawi. Like, DJs in Malawi are using it. I got so pissed at myself. you know. So I thought, what do I do now? I thought, sinifanye ngoma na hii kitu. So like 2 months later, I thought, I started now making the song Thitima, which I combined that slogan with the Igibamba sana wapi. So I combined Thitima with that. And then a friend of mine happened to be in the studio at the same time when I wanted to record that song. I was like, why don't we jump on this track? You know, we can come up with the lyrics real quick and the verses and what have you. And we came up with the song and it became a huge song and the rest is history.
You sang that song with Kiga.
Stiga. His name is Stiga.
Oh, Stiga.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying Kiga.
Stiga.
Stiga, yes. Was he, like, did you just meet at the studio or you were just friends before?
We were friends. We had been friends for quite some time, actually, like 10 years. So him being in the studio, he had come to check out a project that we were working on, which actually we never really got to release that project. But before he left, I was like, I have an idea. Can we jump on it? And we jumped on it. And the rest is history.
So you were singing those songs in Luo accent. Actually, even most of us thought you guys were just Luo.
Yeah.
Why Luo accent?
You know, as an artist, you have a different perspective in life and how you look at it. So as we were writing the song, I heard him sound something like Luo, the way he threw in the first lines. And I immediately like captured that, you know. I think I should invite you to one of my studio sessions. I am actually, like I go with, I'm really sensitive to the environment, especially when I'm recording. I can hear something and pick it up and put it in. Even a bird can sing and then I'm like, I like what the bird is, let me put that in the record. So he just happened to throw in a Luo accent. I don't think it was quite conscious, but I was like, damn, that sounds good. Let's run with that. So that's how we ended up putting the Luo accent in the music.
Because coming to think of it, I think Kikuyu accent would not have done it.
Probably.
So
we'll never know.
Because I really enjoyed the songs.
Thank you.
Out of your many songs, which one holds dearest meaning to you?
Like the songs we actually recorded?
Whichever songs you have in your head.
I have so many songs and others are
have not been released.
Yeah,
Unless the ones we know so that we can go and listen again from your perspective.
I think to me the best song I found to have done was a song called Binguni, which is apparently it's not on YouTube, but it's on Boomplay. But that was like one of my favorite records actually. Like the vibe it's giving me, the instrumental, everything. You can check it out on Boomplay, it's right there. It's called Binguni by Kaymo, Thitima, you'll see it. But I just found that like to be my favorite tracks. Of all the tracks I did, I enjoyed that track. And even right now I can still sit down and listen to that track and enjoy that music. But it was awesome.
What message do you get from it, or what makes it your favorite?
I think the instrumental and the message in the song and how I bring it out. And I'm not the person who actually like wrote the whole song. Because if you are the writer of the song, sometimes you don't necessarily get to enjoy the song because you're the one who wrote the song. Yeah. But if someone else's contribution is in the song, you will tend to enjoy it. So the guy who was helping me come up and compose the lyrics, I just found them so hilarious and interesting. So every word was like, how did you think of that? And then now listening to it, like playing it back, I find it quite catchy and interesting. Yeah.
What has been the proudest moment of you in your singing career?
I think when winning awards is part of it, and just enjoying the whole season. Because for me, it's the time that Thitima was like the biggest on top. I had opportunities that many artists might probably never even get those opportunities. Like I worked with Nike, I worked with Nat Geo. I met the former president, opposition leader who was that time. Like I went to the like it was
To open doors.
It was crazy. So for me, I would say I had lots of highlights. Yeah, and I'm still doing music by the way. So wacha nisiongea ni kama niliacha kuimba. I'm still doing
Niliacha.
music. Yeah.
The way you sing your songs,
Yeah.
it's funny
Yeah.
and hilarious,
Yeah.
but also you get the message home.
Yeah.
Why that type of music, and how do you choose to deliver it like that?
I think naturally I know how to deliver humor. So I incorporate that with writing music and composition and also production. So if you can know how to put those things together, and again, if I just write a song and then just release a song, it would just be another song.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are billions of songs. So what makes your song different? So for me, it's just like that incorporation of humor into the music so that you're still enjoying what that person is saying and you're maybe agreeing to it, but you're also laughing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What challenges have you faced in the music industry, especially gospel music industry?
I think for me, just generally first, financial challenges. The industry is not so easy. It's quite uh, difficult. And especially if you're coming up, you might need to pump in a lot of money before you get a good breakthrough. And one of it being production, especially. And then now you also need to promote, which might also require quite a lot in terms of like the input, funds input. So financial challenges have been, for me, they've been the major challenges because you are creative, but you still need a lot of finances for you to put that product out there and let it be heard and, for it to really shine. Yeah.
People say that right now, gospel music in Kenya is quite dead. Remember the time Groove Awards, that's when gospel used to rule this country. And now they're saying it's kind of died. Do you think that's the case?
Data says otherwise, which is funny. Because I spoke to someone who works in the Schizotune department. But the people who are actually downloading music, like the most downloaded tunes in total, like if you were to look at the total, are gospel music. Like, for example, I might call you and find like I'm hearing a gospel tune. So sometimes the people who are consuming the gospel music, they don't shout about it, but they listen chini ya maji. That's one way of looking at it. The hype that gospel music was given, especially the urban gospel music, hiyo iliisha. So it's all right, inaweza isha. But gospel music is still being consumed according to data. So I'm talking about data.
Okay.
But kuna ile tu stories.
Mainstream now, media.
But data inasema gospel music actually, it's being consumed more than secular music. Yeah.
Do you think it's important if maybe gospel artists could do something different to go back to the mainstream medium?
There's something called the law of rhythm. So today, right now, it's daylight. It's gonna be dark. You sleep. You wake up. You go down. You stand up. I sit down. I wake up. So tuko chini, tutaenda juu. So I don't feel like you need to put yourself under too much pressure. Tutaenda juu. Itarudi tu. Because kama wasanii wako na bado talanta iko. I just feel like just keep doing it. If you're a musician, just keep singing. Time itafika gospel music itarudi tu mali ilikuwa. Na secular itakuwa chini. So it's rhythm. Yeah. So let it flow.
So tunangoja album lini?
I'm not sure about releasing an album. Reason is you also have to be sensitive to how the industry is moving. For me, I don't feel like releasing an album would be a priority because we have gotten into a different era of something called AI and online content consumption. So you releasing an album would be like a waste of your time and energy because of how people are consuming content nowadays. Yeah? The content ni mingi sana na iko online. So ukirelease album, ungetumia hizo funds kufanya, hata ungefanya ngoma 5, and then maybe uzifanye 2 challenges, ufanye music video simple, and people will still consume your content because people are consuming content on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok more, challenges. Like the song that's trending is Gina Itwan or something. That's what wanna dance hivi.
Oh, yes.
I looked for the music video. Sijui kama wametoa by now. But haina music video. I hope wametoa by now, I'm not sure. But you can see that guy is someone who really understands what's happening. So he wasn't quick to release a music video or to do an album. Ali release challenge. So you have to be smart enough to know how you're going to release music. For me, an album is not a priority, basically. Yeah.
Now let's go now to where the basis of fatherhood comes in. Your marriage first.
Yeah.
How did you and Mama meet?
We met back in 2009, somewhere
Oh,
in,
wow.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long story.
That's the story.
So the story is, I was in the studio working on Sunday afternoon, and my sister tells me, like, you guys, you're always working in the studio. You know, producers, sometimes they tend to be like introverts. There's that season where you just feel like you just want to be somewhere inside working, especially, most creatives are like 98%. Most creatives are like wanataka ku work on whatever they're working on. So she tells me, like, why are you always in the studio? Like, even on Sunday afternoons, you just step out. Let me take you to a fun day. It was a youth fun day.
Wait, before she tells that, you had met before or just that day?
No, we are getting there.
Oh, okay.
So she tells me, like, she almost like forces me out of the studio. So akanitoa, and she takes me to Central Park where there was this youth fun day that had been organized by Mali alikuwa naenda church, the guy that she was dating that particular time walikuwa na fun day. So tukaenda Central Park where it was happening. Do you know that's where, like, I didn't know, like, I was gonna meet my wife. That's how crazy it is.
So she was your friend and you went to Central Park to meet her boyfriend?
Yes. No, this is my sister now pulling me out of the studio.
Oh, okay.
So she's pulling me out of the studio and takes me to Central Park to meet my wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you met?
That's how we met. But at that particular time, my wife doesn't even notice me. But me, I'm noticed.
Ouch.
I don't even know, like, hata sijui this is the person who will be my wife. Unajua? Maybe I'm like, me namwangalia tu niko like, I think I can date this one. Unajua? But you don't know, like, this is your wife. Like, you meeting your wife. So I think the angels were there laughing. Like, this guy doesn't know he's meeting his wife. So I look at her, I notice her. She doesn't notice me. We leave. While we're leaving, I'm like, since we didn't get an opportunity, I didn't get an opportunity to talk to her, let me just check her out on Facebook. Hiyo time, watu walikuwa wanatumia cyber cafe. Na kulikuwa tu na Facebook. So I go on Facebook, I try to... My cousin also happened to be in Central Park that particular time. So I see her talking to my cousin, who is my namesake. I'm like, if she's talking to my cousin and she knows my cousin, that means they're friends on Facebook. So I go to my cousin's page, and then I start looking at for her on my cousin's page, and
there she is.
Voila! Friend request. Yeah. And then so you log out, because since you're in a cyber, you log out and go. And then I'm like, let me come back after 2 hours to check out.
Wow, the hustle.
Yeah, I come back to the cyber, I pay, I open my Facebook account. Voila!
Accepted.
Accepted. Yeah, so, and the rest is history.
Mistari zinaweza kupita.
Yeah.
Alikubali after how long?
We took some time, maybe, I think around 3 months or so. Yeah, alikuwa ajaribu kunizungusha na mimi sikuwa nataka hizo. Alikuwa ametaka kuanza kunizungusha. Mimi nikamwambia ukianza kuiminda au pull out, ukianza hizo mimi unajaribu kutaka kunizungusha minda. So yeah, after like I think a period of like 3 or 4 months, ndo kakubali, and the rest is history.
What made you? What's something that clicked in your head like this person could be the one?
First of all, I liked the way she communicated. Most ladies don't know how to communicate, and that's true. Like, they don't pick calls, they don't respond, they don't. I liked the way she communicated. Like, she would communicate, which is apparently that's her strength. Like, communication is one of her strengths. Like, ukimcall atapik, unaget. Ukimtext atarespond. Sika watu wengine ka anajijua hapa. So that is something I liked. So that motivated me to like, huni mtu mazee anajua kuongea yani. Hiyo ni nice.
I had a guest here last time back, and she told me that most people, when they're looking for partners or spouses, it stems back to where they were brought up. Maybe if your father was abusive, they tend, most of them tend to go for other older men to try and get that fatherly love, and maybe for men also. So did it influence your family setup? Did it influence you when you're looking for a partner? Maybe there were those characters that you're looking for. Maybe you can accept them, or the ones that you see and you're like, this is a red flag. I've seen that before.
For me, I've not been brought up in a toxic environment, so maybe that wouldn't be a choosing for me. But basically, I was looking for someone who is, first of all, a Christian. I would consider God-fearing, because you could be a Christian and not God-fearing. So I was also looking for someone who we can communicate, and I was also looking for someone who is someone who is humble. Yeah. So those are traits I actually like. I was able to pick real quick. And to me that wasn't a major problem. Yeah. As long as amepitisha hizo criteria zangu, I'm good.
What's your favorite thing about her?
She's beautiful.
Of course she is. Say a character. Say a character.
A character?
Yes.
She's caring, and I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's
caring.
Yeah, you don't want to be someone who don't care about you.
She is caring, actually, and she's really someone who will take care of a situation in a way that 99% of people would not. Let's say there's a situation that has arrived that needs to be taken care of. She will make sure that it's done. Like, she gets it done.
Yeah, she gets the job done. Wow.
Yeah, so that's something very admirable. Tuseme kitu imehappen, maybe mtu amekuwa msick or something, she will act in a way that 98% of, it's like a gift or something. Yeah, so that's something I really admire.
Wow.
And she cooks really good food, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, like she's really gifted in cooking. Like, ukikula food yake, tick.
Mbona mkutusema hii interview tufanyie kwenu? So, you've been very vocal about marriage and counseling and seeing therapy.
Yeah.
Why is it important to have that?
You see, most marriages, let's say 90, okay, should I say, okay, 99.999, they have their own issues, right?
Yeah.
Hakuna marriage yenye ni perfect, sijasikia. Okay, sijamit. So, because of that, that's one reason why you need to go for counseling and therapy. So don't wait for you to be in a crisis. That's when you're rushing to get a therapist. Because your time anajaribu kusalvage kitu already unaget isha fall apart. But unaweza ishika before you fall apart, simply by going for therapy, you know. Let the therapy like how are you guys doing, unajua. Let the therapy evaluate you. You can speak out things. You can see where the loopholes are, you know. So that's the reason we are strong advocates for therapy. Yeah. So that usingoje ifike hapo ndio ukimbie therapy.
I've asked you a question of what you like about her, and you've given a whole list.
Yeah.
If I had to ask
Naweza
her
peana zingine mingi. Tazizi isha.
composition, if I were to ask her something about you that she appreciates, what would she say?
I don't know. Miss G. Maybe you should ask her.
Because I saw a video where she said that when you go to a counselor, first they tell you have to discover yourself first as an individual. So she's not coming to you as half, she's coming to you as a full person. And you're coming to her as a full person.
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing, yeah?
Yeah.
So what kind of man do you think you are?
For me, I consider myself quite independent, actually. And that's something I learned. Okay, now, this is also something I will take you back. So when my mom passed, my dad was working in Nairobi and I was left with my brother. So that thought, and my sister now was again moved to my grandmother's place. So me naishi na brother yangu, and we're just the two of us. So from a very early age, I learned to take care of my problems. I learned to take care of my things. So that made me to be an independent person, independent thinker. Also independent in the way I look at life and look at things, and not necessarily waiting for someone to think on my behalf. So for me, I consider myself someone who is quite independent, actually. Yeah, like I'm not depending on you to, you know, to get things done. Yes, we might work together, but even if you don't get it done, for me, I'll do it either way. Yeah.
As for someone who was brought up by a stepmom, and she can't be your mother, right?
Yeah.
And I saw a video of where your wife was talking about she went to see a divorce lawyer, right? What does divorce to you means? And now you have kids, you are a father.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you knowing that maybe your children could be raised by another person, and the same for you?
That's not something that suits or sits well with me. But if situations get there, which I really hope they wouldn't, or you know, it's not something nice. It's not something to be admired or something to be looked forward to. In fact, it's something to be loathed. So because naweza sikia vibaya sana kwa mtoi wangu ana grow bila mimi. If anything, like when kids now are come into your life, you almost sort of like stop living for you. You start living for them in a way. Because sasa you realize there's someone like literally depending on you, and even depending on not just you providing food, because hiyo mie hizi nistua. Ati mtu mwingine anamprovidea food, hiyo hizi nijalisha. Ama nguo, it's okay. But ideologies, that's the values I care. I want to instill the right values to these children. So that's the reason I wouldn't want to be away from them. I want to be sure that nililea mtoi in the way that I would have wished either nilelewe ama vile najua it's the right way kulea mtoi. So I want to instill the right values, the right moral, the right ethics, the right virtues, everything. Yeah. So for me, even that's my outlook. Yeah. And I wouldn't want to be not there to do that. Yeah.
That's nice. What would you tell people like me, Kina Mike here? We almost getting married. What would you advise people like us now? What? Do you even want to get married? Okay, let's say if I want to, we want to get there.
Don't go there with over expectations, because you would be so disappointed. Oh my goodness, you will be so devastated. So just also learn to love yourself. Because if you think you're getting there so that he can love you, my friend, utakuwa shocked sana. So don't over expect. So just enter there knowing that he's a person and he has his own weaknesses. He has his own values. He has a different perspective of how he looks at life, way different from how you look at life. You could be looking at this book, but yeah, haoni hiyo book hii color ni purple, anaona ni blue. Na wewe unaona. Mpaka unamwambia kwani huoni hii ni purple? Unaget. So na yeye anakuambia no, mimi naona hii ni maroon. Unaona. So just go with that mentality. So that you're not overly disappointed because you're overly expectant. Yeah.
Wow. Michael, umesikia hiyo? Thank you.
Expect him to disappoint you, basically.
I'm a victim of expectation. So now let's go now to fatherhood. We've understood how your relationship works in your marriage.
Yeah.
Tell me, or tell us, how, trying to frame this, how did you feel the first time she told you, babe, I'm pregnant?
I was like, oh my God, finally.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Kai.
Okay, so here is the story. So she got an ectopic pregnancy.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then you know what that means?
Yes, yes.
So she got an ectopic pregnancy. So, and then it ended up costing her one of her ovaries. So I was like, now she's operating with one ovary, right? Because now she's lost one. It's not a must that you get an ectopic, then you lose your.
Yeah.
Is it ovary or egg? Oh, fallopian. Oh.
Where?
So my cat, I did you. So she ended up losing one of her fallopian tube. So now she's operating with one fallopian, right? So the second time we are trying to get pregnant, she goes to the hospital, and then wanamwambia, according to the scan, it seems to us like it's another ectopic. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, me, I don't know that. At this time, the knowledge I have is that if you get an ectopic, you lose a fallopian. All right, so that's what I know. So now this doctor is telling us, daktari pia gonna upuzi tustua. According to what we see, it seems like it's another ectopic because I can see a black thing on that side.
Oh.
Me, I'm like, oh my God, now she's going to lose the other one.
Yeah.
So that means we'll never get kids. Me, I'm like, God, Kwani, what did I do to you? So the doctor tells us, come after 24 hours, I don't know, we check sijui, wanaitaga sijui, ECGs, I don't know what they call those things. If they have doubled, it's a normal pregnancy. If they haven't, it's an ectopic. Hey, si tunatetemeka hivi. The only information we know is if it's an ectopic.
Inakata tu.
Yeah. But if you get an ectopic, it's not a must that you lose your fallopian. There's a way to save it. If it hasn't ruptured. So when we went to the doctor, they had doubled. I don't know what they call ECG levels. I don't know. The doctors know. So they had doubled. And I was like, oh, phew, finally. Now she's pregnant. So, and we had taken like 3 years. This is like 3 years later. So I was excited that now I'm going to actually be a father. But I didn't know that when a woman gets pregnant, she has these hormonal imbalances and hormonal changes that makes them to be a different human being.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't know that part. So that part really took me by surprise. So you see a different person, not the person you know. Like another human being comes up. So that really changed. That really shook me. Yeah.
How did it change you?
It changed her. It didn't change me. It changed her.
Emotionally, come on. Like, no, you'll have to maybe change somehow emotionally to accommodate now this new person.
It affected us.
How?
You know, now emotions are crazy, they're radical, you know.
You can't breathe.
Like, you can't even go near, like, you can't even talk to her. Baby can, get out of it! So, things are just out of, you know, it's crazy. She even threatens to go back home, and she does, actually. So, me sijui kitu ina happen. Like, way later on in life is when I learned that when women get pregnant, they change.
Yeah.
They become another human being, not the person you know. So when she announces to you that she's pregnant, that's the time you wear your armor.
The shots are coming.
Because shots will be fired. So, and also so that you also protect yourself, because you can also get mixed in that mixture.
Yeah.
Na ukoroganishwa hapo ndani. So, yeah, that's how it was. But the baby came out. It was amazing. I couldn't believe that's my son. So my son gets born. You know, when a child is born in the very first time, mtoto akitoka kwa womb, I didn't know that's how a child looks like. So the child is pulled out. You know the pictures that are...
What do you think they look like?
So the kids that we see on social media, ni saa ile mtoto amepanguzwa and everything, alafu picha inapigwa na inapanguzwa na... There's something called Cosmo, and those people of Photoshop, they know. And the brushes. So they brush the child and put some saturation and put out the picture. So the baby looks amazing. So the baby is pulled out of... me, I'm like, oh my God.
What is this?
What is this? So me, I'm shocked. So mtoto anapanguzwa. Me, I'm like, what's going on? Because I was there, you know. And even like most men they don't go into the theater. They wait outside. So the doctors, they do everything. They wipe the baby, they clean up the baby. Now they bring the baby to you. So you don't get the shock. But me, I was there. So the baby is being pulled out, and it was a CS. So, and I'm told, me stoker. Because the baby looks white. And I'm like, is this an alien? So akapanguza and what have you, and the baby came out so healthy, so beautiful. Okay, not so beautiful at that time. After amepanguza and everything. Yeah? And now Zenasha is around, and he's such a cute and bright guy.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was amazing.
How old were you when you became a first-time father?
I think I was around 30.
30?
Yeah.
You're a big man. So you knew what it meant to be a father?
No, because I had not been one yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, no, tell us. Did something change now? Tell you now, I have someone now who is going to be 100% dependent on me.
It doesn't.
Or even, did your father play a part?
My dad? No.
Yes, like not raising a child, but maybe preparing you. This is what you do as a father, or maybe you borrow something from your dad.
Zero.
Guy. Why?
He wasn't even in the hospital. Actually, my mother-in-law shows up in the hospital, which I think that's super amazing. Because now she's also giving that, she's giving my wife that moral support, which is really good.
Yes, yes.
Hey, mi niko like, by the way, ulinisaidia sana, especially pale kumsugua mgongo, because mi niko nashindwa. Lazima usugua mgongo. This is your first time you're seeing things you've never seen in your entire life. So, but my mom came before she gave birth, and she was there all along that season. Even my did my father show up? Zalikuwa. So my dad didn't come. My father, none of the fathers come. So I'm the only father there. But I have friends who are also inexperienced, but they come to they come to witness. So Kabiwa Jesus was there, Milio Jesus was there. The bill is there, and it hits on your face, and that's when you know that now you're now a father. So Zenasha really slapped me a big bill, like because it was Aga Khan, and I was paying cash. So, Daddy, I'm here. Lipa hii 350.
Responsibilities imeanza.
Hey, nili sweat. So nikalipa, ndo unajua sasa we ni baba. Now we put the child in the car. And now we are carrying this child like an egg. So Kabi is the one driving. And I'm telling him, jaribu kupitisha 30. Jaribu.
Na kama katakatika shingo hivi.
So we go home and and we start raising the baby.
Wow.
And the baby was healthy and it was amazing.
After giving birth, most women go through postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Did she?
No, she didn't. But even if she did, I wouldn't have known because I didn't know about it. So those are things that, and I'm glad that we are having these kinds of conversations because that means now we are bringing these kind of things to the limelight. Yeah. So she might have or might not have, but there is no way I would have known because I had not known anything like that. Yeah, and no one prepared me for. All this is happening. Why don't men have baby showers, by the way?
For what?
We should be prepared for. We should be prepared for, mtoto akizaliwa, nini ita happen. Okay, she will get contractions. This is what will happen. Don't panic. The water will break.
Did you panic?
Okay. You panic. First of all, when the water... Okay, this is what happened. Before we went to the hospital, she walks out of the bathroom. Anajikojolea. All right? And then we assume maji may break, so we rush to the hospital. But apparently, amejikojole. Sijika mtu ya ni kanyaga hiyo blada, like, psss, unajua, ni kufinya pressure. So, akanyora.
You don't need baby showers now.
So, me nimeona amenyora, and I don't know what to do. Now me, I'm saying the whole floor is wet. Mi namchukua namweka kwa gari, Aga Khan. Kwanza emergency. And it's not even an emergency. But we are like, hey, emergency. We need baby showers for men, honestly.
Yeah, now that's how you do, because now you can't go on like this.
First of all, you need to be prepared. When the water breaks, it will take maybe a couple of hours. It's not an emergency. Just pack your clothes. Do it slowly. Get in the car, go to the hospital, get booked, walk in. When the contractions begin they're going to take like a minute there in between, and as they come and leave, begin to msugue mgongo, consult with the doctor what's happening. Inaitagwaje ile kufunguka, what do you call it? Dilation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the doctor will check the dilation and what have you. No one prepares men for these things.
Unashtukia tu vitu.
Kwanza huyo daktari alikuwa fake.
Ni River Road?
Bana. Now she goes in there, she's like, huyu haezi enda nyumbani. She had not even dilated. But anyway, so CS happens and what have you. And now we take the baby home and begin taking care of the baby. And you see now the things that you're raising right here about postpartum depression and what have you. Those are things that it's very important for men to have these conversations prior to mtoto azaliwe, so that you're prepared for every outcome. Yeah.
So, I've never been to a theater or where women give birth or that. I've never been there. So, I heard stories that women can curse you out when they're feeling pain. Did she curse you out?
Okay, she cursed me. Bye. When she's having contractions, and now we are waiting because for her it was an induction of labor pain. Namsugua mgongo, anasema si hivo. Ni hivi. Naenda kumsugua sasa vile anadhani ni hivo. So, should I add more pressure? Add more pressure. Reduce the pressure. So, it was that, I want my mom. So, the mom comes in and she starts suguaring her. And she's like, yeah, mom is doing it the right way. Me, I'm like, shh. Finally, I can relax. Yeah, so, but it wasn't like, toka hapa. Hapana. Yeah.
So after delivery, most women face postpartum depression because they feel alone.
Yeah.
They don't have the support from their spouse.
Yeah.
How involved were you after the child was delivered? And you know, sijui, the child needs to be washed, or she can do that. Then whatever has to be washed. Did
Yeah.
you do all those things, or?
I didn't do all those things, actually. She wanted to do them, funny enough. So, and I found that to be quite interesting, because I was thinking she wasn't going to be able to do them, or even interested in doing them, or she was going to get tired to do them. But she did them anyway. Like, I hardly ever woke up in the middle of the night to, I think I did them like twice or thrice. I did it like twice or thrice. But most of the time she was very actively involved in like taking care of the baby. But Mother Pia, like my mom-in-law, like she came and stayed with us for a period of time. So she wanted to do it. I was actually really like ready for the battle to do it. But I saw her taking, doing it. Okay, so fanya basi.
So you married a very pretty woman.
Oh yeah, definitely, yes.
Of course, I've seen her. So
Kwanza mimi cheza na mimi.
you know, kubatisha.
Ah,
Give
mi
you
siwezi
the
bahatisha.
flowers.
Mi siwezi bahatisha bana.
Now she has delivered and she was pregnant before, right? So her body has changed. It's not the same body you saw in Nini. Is it Central Park?
Yeah, she changed.
She changed.
I'm glad she did.
Thank you. So you see the way men say, "Oh, my wife is no longer pretty as she was before. Her body is a little bit bigger," and sometimes our self-esteem kind of goes low.
Yeah.
You know, I was pretty with a snatched waist.
Yeah.
You know, I have this stomach and all those things because she's also winning the baby.
Yeah.
So she has to eat more than she used to.
Yeah.
How did you handle that?
For me, I'm glad she actually did.
You wanted some meat?
Oh my God. If Leto sing, I'm sure, but the needle is same size. Okay, that's before. Now she gets pregnant, she adds up some weight, the shape comes out. Okay, so me, I'm glad actually. So she shaped up a little bit more.
He's a good man, Savannah. That's really nice because most men now start going outside because she's no longer the way she was before. That's so really nice of you. And I have to give you flowers for being there for her during that time. It's not easy. See, you were there.
She says I wasn't, but to me I was.
Why do you think she says that?
She says I wasn't there emotionally.
And that's the most important part.
Yeah, so, and that's what I'm saying, we need education for these things. So, I don't know what her interpretation of being there emotionally is. I think men and women just have a different perspective of life in general. And that's why we need to like find the middle ground for this. Because in my perspective, like I was there, like I never missed any clinic. Mi niko kwa clinic naona tu wanawake tu, ni mimi mwanaume peke yake, na bado according to her I'm not there. So I just find that a bit strange. So I consider myself to have been there. Even financially and what, like all the way. But yeah, I'm a sikum support, so I don't know what is support. Yeah.
So when she's saying that, is that the first pregnancy and child? Or
Both
even
actually.
Well, then you didn't learn even something from the first one.
But mi naona niko hapo.
Uko hapo. But now she says she wants you emotionally to be there.
Yeah.
Check her mental state.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
Yeah.
Not just, oh, you need money? Here's the money.
Yeah.
You're just there. But
Yeah.
now, did you check her mental health, her emotions?
I think ladies like to be asked, how are you doing?
Yes, we like that, yes.
Yeah, so, and men don't actually, like men will just be there, unajua, si tutakuwa tu hapo. Twende hosi, nitakupeleka. But they don't actually like ask, how are you doing? Like, how are you really doing? Men don't do that, most men. So I think that's something we need to work on.
Yes, you do. Thank you for recognizing that. What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a father?
Sorry?
What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a father?
Wow. For me, seeing those kids, it's just amazing. It just changes you even psychologically. Like, and it also brings life to the house. Bila watoi, by the way, kuna time fulani waliendaga shags na wakaenda na yeye. And I was in the house alone. I felt like I'm in a death hall. Like, it was so silent. Like, I just felt like how lifeless it would be without kids being there, running around, shouting, crying, doing all those crazy things. For me, it just, it's been super amazing, actually. Yeah. And for me, I really treasure that time because one thing I know is that these kids won't be kids for long. That one is something I already know. They're only going to be kids for like, how long? 12 years at most. Waanze kukua mateenager, waanze kukufuria hapo. Unaget? Hawakuongeleshi hata wacheki ukitoa joke, wanakuangalia hivi. Jamaa teenager vile wanakuwaga weird.
Yeah.
Like wako absent minded. So it's only gonna take like, I'm only with this person for a decade to enjoy this moment. So that's why I'm a present father. And I want to be a present father.
Dinner, and she said that she's the kind of parent who beats children. If you're wrong, she's going to beat you. Are you a beating parent?
Oh yes, I am.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Why? I thought you were moving on from that. You're becoming gentle parents.
No, that is so wrong. You're just spoiling the future of that child. Yeah, by not loving them in a tough way. Yeah, because that is loving them. If you're not doing that, you're not loving them. You actually hate them.
What?
Yes, you don't care about them. But if you care about them, you would discipline them because you care about them. And you care how they are going to turn out. Because if you don't beat them, watagrow, sasa kichwa itakuwa, okay, mti itakuwa imeenda hivi na huwezi rudisha hiyo mti. So before they get to a certain point where you can't correct them now. If kuna kuwa na kaujinga fulani watu hiyo wanakuwaga nayo. And that's why the Bible is very categorical about using a rod. It can only come out using a rod. So you need to use a rod. And you need to use that rod in a way that mtu yeye anajua ni hiyo ujinga unatoa. Si yeye unachapa. So every time I'm disciplining my child, I am actually going to talk to them first.
Yes.
And then I proceed. Inasoundika surgery. So I'll tell them. I'll actually sit down with them. Even ametoka kudiscipline watu sahi baby sister because there's a tendency over there she had developed. So the mom disciplined her. So akakuja. Akaniambia, Daddy. Sahi tu, just before this interview a few hours ago. Mama amenichapa. Uza, kwa nini? Hakuna kitu nimefanya. And then the mom shows up. Amefanya this and this and this. Nikamwambia, yeah, umechapwa ndio this and this and this ikutoke. Umesikia? Nimesikia. So she needs to understand the reason for the disciplining. So that as you assume nimechapwa tu hivyo. Like umenichapa tu for no reason. So yes, I do use a rod.
Okay, winakanze mko sawa. So how has fatherhood influenced you to make some decisions maybe you would have made when you were just a bachelor?
A lot of decisions. And some of them being financial decisions. Most actually.
Yeah.
Because now there are people relying on you. You're not like living for yourself. There's some money you can touch now. Though hata sahi haikuwagi yako anymore. Like ukishakuwa mzae, you forget about making money for yourself. You never make money for yourself. You never. All the money like is directed to the family and everything that has to do with the family. And if it's an investment, it's for the family. So it's sort of like if you sell your personal rights to for the sake of the larger, what do you use that term? I'm looking for that.
I don't know that. I don't want to share my money.
You'll have to by the way, unfortunately. But women are different though. There are some who want to keep the money for themselves. But for me, okay, do ikiingia, there's school fees to take care of. So there is this and this and this and this. So you're no longer sort of like, the money is not yours.
It's ours now.
It's our money now, you know, and you have to deal with that. Yeah.
So it's
And every coin has to be accounted for. Yeah.
So it's you and your money, and then you invite Mama and her friends, come eat my money, my people.
Yeah, family now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me say this. Did your father, or the way you parent your kids, is there ways or similarities between how you are parented and how you're parenting them?
I think there is a lot, actually. For me, I love to be that present dad who is fun. And that's exactly what my dad was. Like, he was fun, he was a disciplinarian, but he was also present and hilarious and playing with us. And I feel like I learned a lot. And that's something I definitely want to emulate, which I think I do it so well. So I learned a lot from that. You see, my dad wasn't this absent drunkard who would come and beat the
mother,
the mother and the children and throw them. No. He was this, even though sometimes job ingemfanya akuwe away for some time, but he would come back and spend a lot of time with us, even teach us. Like, see, my dad at a very young age, he taught me very complex theological concepts that even up to date, mse ako grown up, naweza kaa chini na yeye na hata elewa. So my dad was the kind who would spend a lot of time with us, and like he would teach us like the way a teacher would teach you. Like, angekukalisha chini ya kuoneshe this and this goes like this. And that's something I have learned and I want to emulate, and I still want to continue, you know, installing that even to my children. Like, even when they get children, they should do the same. Yeah.
What are some of the traditions or beliefs would you like to instill in your kids?
Christian beliefs, first of all. Those are some of the beliefs I would want to. And also independent thinking at the same time.
Yeah.
I want you to have a Christian perspective, but also be an independent thinker. Because religion can also sort of like control how you think and how you see life. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to question things, but at the same time, believe in something. Yeah.
How do you balance now between being a father and then you have your own jobs doing, and now you're a celebrity? Do they actually see you as a celebrity? Do they know their dad is well known?
They do.
So how?
And they also know they're well known. And they're like, how many views did that get? Can I see?
Eish.
So they already, like, they're aware. Okay, the very small one doesn't know. But the one who is 6 years old, Zenasha, knows that he is known. And he also wants to see the impressions. Which, for me, is not it's a good and a bad thing. It's a good, okay, should I start with the bad or the good?
Let's start with the good.
The good thing is, he's aware that he's known. So with that in mind, there are probably things he would not rather do. Because anajua anajulikana. The bad side of it is that being known at such an early age could be detrimental to some extent. Because anaweza feel me ni celebrity and my dad is a celebrity and we are celebrities. Nini mnanishow, which is not a good thing. So we always try to train him to be humble. Like, don't try to act different when you're with your friends. Because at the end of the day, the people who matter to you are the people who are actually next to you and close to you. Like, right now, you matter to me because I'm seated to you. Like, I'm seated next to you. If anything would happen to you right now, would happen to me. Would the celebrity concept be there? No. Like, if I fainted or you fainted, would the celebrity concept matter? It wouldn't. So the people who matter to you are the people who are next to you and close to you, who is your family members, your friends in school. You need to be like, munafaa kukua at par with them. Yeah.
From the experience that you've had as a father, what's the advice would you give to new fathers who are there where they're being cast out now? They don't even know what to expect.
Expect noise in the morning. Expect to wake up at 3 a.m. because mtoi anataka kunyonya na it's your turn to give that, to give that bottle of milk. Expect to be responsible. Expect that child to come and ask things from you. And also expect your attention to be demanded. Yes. Your attention to be demanded. Because it will be demanded by fire, by force.
You have no choice.
Your attention will be demanded. So expect to give that attention to that child. Mtu atashinda kwambia, daddy, 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 you're not listening to me. They'll even pull your head like this because you're not paying attention.
Kwanza wewe unaweza
Kuja hapa, kwani unisikii? Kwanza this young one, I learned that now he's aware of the attention that she's supposed to be given, and now she's demanding it.
The last born effect.
So she told the mother just the other day. I don't know what the mom told. No, she was asking a question. Then the mom gave an answer, but sort of like a vague answer. I don't know, I can't remember. Then she went like, ongea vizuri, haongei vizuri. I'm like, who taught you to say that?
I've seen that girl. Especially the handbag story.
Yeah. Huyu ni tough.
And then she's pretty, and then she's going to know she's pretty.
Yeah.
And
she goes like, Daddy, am I beautiful? I'm like, yeah, you're beautiful. Yeah, yes, Mommy, am I beautiful? Yes, you're beautiful. So I'm beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful.
What do you think is the ultimate quality a father should have? Every father.
Every father should be present. And I think that is not something that most people are ready for. But I believe like every father should be present. And every father should show compassionate love and tough love. Yeah.
That's nice.
So I don't know if they understood by me saying that. You should show compassionate love by demonstrating love to that child, by doing, being there, laughing with them, doing them nice things. But also when they need discipline, don't be afraid to be the left hand. I don't know.
Yeah, the right and the left.
Yes. You need to be both for that child to
be molded right.
To be molded right. Thank you. Yeah.
How do you set boundaries with your kids? Sometimes people can be, or parents can be so overly friendly, and all the kids think that they are equal to their parents, their peers, so they can talk however they want. How do you set boundaries?
Just changing my facial expression.
That's
there's a gaze I'll throw at him and he'll know, hey, I'm
sorry.
Hey, wacha niende. Kutaribika. So yeah, but basically, yeah, training them to know that if they do something bad, there's a consequence. And I always tell my son that. Just know that there is a consequence. I really try to make him understand the meaning of the word choice and consequence. Me, that's if there's any concept in life, if he will never grasp any concept, let him grasp this one concept. Choice, consequence. Choice, consequence. Because everything is about choice, the choice that you make, and the consequence that follows thereafter. Whether it's a good consequence or a bad consequence. And that is something that I try as many times as I can to tell him that and to show him that. Ukifanya hivi, hii ndio you happen. Ukigonga hapa, maji inatokanga hapa. So basically, you can say, if you are a philosophical person, you can call it the law of causality. Because it's about what's gonna happen by me doing something. Like the choice I make here, you always have a choice. Even right now, I have a choice to walk out of this interview.
Yes.
But it has a consequence. Yeah? Mutani Nitajiana Nairobi Gospel. You walked out of the interview.
No explanation.
Yeah. So I always try to teach my kids that there's a choice and consequence. And to me, I just feel like that's a very profound and deep, yet so simple.
Yeah.
But it's so profound. Yeah.
And actually, life bases on that. Actually,
Yeah.
I need to think of
It's about that.
Yeah.
It's about choice,
And
consequence. Choice, consequence. It's simple as that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've learned something too. Is a dad with a busy schedule, how do you stay connected to your kids? And they know, even if my dad is busy, if I need him right now, he's going to show up.
It's not easy, but it's doable by... Okay, sometimes I tend to be... Although my wife is more intentional on that than me. But sometimes I tend to be intentional on making sure that this particular time I'm not doing nothing else, but I'll be with my kids or I'll be with... Yeah. I'll spend my time with my kids. Sometimes I even like... I want to drive with my kids. Si ati hata naenda mahali pase, but I just want to connect with them. So I'm going to take you, put you in the car, and I want to go with you. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to be intentional about... Because I may be at home, because we work from home mostly. Like 70% of the time we're working from home. So, but I also want to be intentional on... Because naweza kuwa home, kama hivyo you asking me about my wife being pregnant and she's saying I'm not there. I can be at home and you're saying me, but I'm actually not there.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I create time. Like I put them in the car, we go somewhere so that I spend time with you. I play with you. So mali tunaishi kuna kuwa na park hapo nyuma. So kuna time naekaga kwa gari tunaenda kwa park kucheza. Just the three of us. Yeah. So that we feel, you know, that connection. Yeah. And I feel it's so important.
Yeah, it is very
that
important.
moment is so beautiful. To me, those are some of the moments I treasure. Because I remember that and I take photos of that. Zingine hata sita post ni zangu. So those are some of the things I do to make sure that I'm intentional about being there.
Which is very important because those children, when they grow up, maybe they're looking for partners. Maybe for a girl, she's like, I want a man who's going to treat me like my dad used to treat my mom, or the way my dad used to be with me. I want my husband, my future husband, to treat my kids the way my dad treated me, and which is very important.
That's true.
You don't have children with trauma they're trying to heal. Imagine a child going to therapy because of you.
That's wrong.
That's wrong, Cindy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Looking back to the experience you've had as a father, is there something that you would do different?
As a father, I wish I had more money.
Amen. For what?
To spoil them.
Wow. That's a good one. Oh my God. That's a really good one. Yeah, more money.
Because saa zingine anaitisha jet na sina hiyo do. Me, I'm like, oh my God, now what do I tell this one? Na haelewi hii story.
Ajui uchumi.
Ajui uchumi na sitaki kumwambia sina do.
Haiko, they believe my dad has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also don't want to instill that belief. Because our parents, they did that without knowing that they're scarring our subconscious mind by telling them that there's no money. So you grow up without knowing there's no money. Even when money is looking at you. Even when opportunities are right in front of you, you learned there's no money.
I will repeat that point.
Okay, so what happened was, when we were growing up, we were told there's no money. There's no one single time ever my entire life my wife is a witness. Nilishaiambia mtoi wangu sina do. Na sitawahi, na hatawahi sikia nikisema hivyo. Na reason, nilijun mimi nililearn hivyo. So growing up, you tell your child there's no money, they begin to subconsciously program themselves that do haikuagi. Yet opportunities are right in front of your eyes. Even right hapa kuna do, if you are able to tap the opportunities that are right in front of your eyes. So we grow up knowing that there's no money. So even when you grow up and opportunities are right in front of your eyes, you won't see them because you learned there's no money. Yeah, so I don't like telling my kids there's no money.
Wow.
I always try to avoid that by maybe saying I'll do it tomorrow, or one day I'll do it, or one day we'll get there. Oh, ukitaka kitu siku moja ndakubaia, but sitamwambia sina do. Ama ndamwambia tu a straight no. If kama anataka chocolate niko na do, yes, but also there is a no. Pia unaambiwa no.
Learn pia life.
Kuna no. Na hiyo no ni si ati umerejectiwa, but ni no. Ni no. Si must upate.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's also that part of life, like si lazima. Na tutaingia super na aseme na alie sana na nitakata kubai na niko na do. Na anajua dadi yako na do, lakini kukataa amekataa. Na ndamwambia outright ni no. In
your opinion, and as a present dad, how do you think fathers should support their wives in parenting? Because most people, mostly men, they just think of financial help. So their work is just working 24/7. They're just sending money, and now the wife are left with the children alone. What would you tell them?
I think they should not even support the wives. The wives should be supporting them. It should be the other way. Don't you think? Yeah. Why are you supporting your wife to raise your own kids?
Because she needs it.
No, this is what I'm saying. You as a father, why is it that you're the one supporting your wife to raise your own kids?
You should raise them.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
you should be raising if anything, your wife should be supporting you
raising
to raise
kids.
those kids.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's me hata sijui watu walitoa your mentality. Bible is so clear. The wife is helping you. So the responsibility of the kids is yours. The wife should be helping you to raise your kids. Not ati sasa unasaidia ati hata hatufai kuwa na hiyo conversation. Ni wrong kabisa.
So no, like kuyu men don't even know their children mwingine kwa class watch anashanga. Have you seen that video social media?
And I find that so like,
and people just think it's normal. You don't even know your last born is in which class.
It's insane.
Wow.
I just find that insane. Like, how is it that you don't know your kids and you don't even have a relationship with your kids? I just find that to be mischievous and crazy. I think fathers should do a better job. Actually, if you have the mentality that your wife should be, you are supporting your wife, unafaa kwanza upiga magoti hapa tukuombe.
Actually, I had a very unpopular opinion. If I'm married and I have kids, and something happens at marriage, me, I'm walking out alone. You and your kids just remain with your kids. I didn't come to your home with your kids. You should raise your kids.
And I think so even now, me personally, that's my opinion.
Yes.
These are my kids. Yeah. Okay, nimechukua ATM card, nimeweka kwa ATM, ikatoa do. Hiyo do ni ya ATM ama ni yangu?
Ni yako. Salimia mimi juu story. Umesikia? Unachua watoto.
Watoto ni wangu. It's so simple. Yeah.
Thank you. In that discussion, what perspective of fatherhood has changed since you became a father? Not the ones now we used to read bloggers, this is how a father should be or something, in your own experience.
What's my
perspective that has changed about fatherhood? Something you thought before, and then kwa ground, like, oh, it's not like that anymore.
Can I pull out any? You know me, I don't know. I think for me, probably I used to have that mentality, but not so much. Yo unasema ya watoi wanafaa kukua wa madhe. Yeah, but apparently you realize that these kids are yours, so it's your responsibility to take care of them.
As you see ushago, you can go to a house and knock, and then upate bwana huko, and then akwambia watu hawako. mama na watoto wako, yeye si mtu kwa nyumba.
Ndio unashangaa.
So anadhani familia ni yao pekee, yeye ni kama it's like a visitor kwa hiyo nyumba.
And that happens a lot, and I saw that a lot.
Yes, yes.
And that kind of begins to damage your psyche, thinking that that's the way it should be. But that's not the way it should be. In fact, if anything, you've been the head of the family. Kikuyu traditions, okay, kitambo, Wakikuyu walikuwaga na dhigira, ilikuwaga like, alikuwa ameoa mawives wengi, ameweka makeja, alafu yako na kanyumba katikati, because ni king.
Kama hizo nyumba zenu.
Anakaga hapo katikati peke yake, kama ndawazimu. I just find that crazy. Because be with your wife and kids. Amen, sindio? Be with your wife and kids. Because if anything, that's the only thing you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that you could change the way media views fatherhood, what would it be?
Absence. I think absence. And drunkards. You know, people, if mini Buddha. You know, I think we can do a better job by presenting a different picture of people like us who are actually showcasing fatherhood in a different perspective. Like fatherhood is about being there and being there for the kids, you know, and taking care of those kids, working with those kids and being present for those kids. Yeah. Na hatujafanya job poa sana kuonesha hiyo image.
Yeah, yeah.
Inakuwaga sana sana ni watoi kwa na mama yao. Watu wa few sana utaona hata kwa social media wakiongea kuhusu like, you know, wakionesha watoi na mzae. Wataonesha watoi. Even the commercials, the TVCs that are being played is, now I'm going to cook for my kids.
Yeah.
I have brought spaghetti and okay. Like we don't even have TVCs for a father who is walking with the son or the daughter. And I think that gospel should be preached even louder. Yeah, so that we begin to bring more light to fatherhoodness and being present for your family and kids. Yeah.
That's why we are doing this series, because we want to show people there are actually fathers who exist and they're so present in their child lives. Because what people know, they are glorifying these baby daddy, baby mama issues.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's so wrong.
Yeah. And you're like, what are you guys doing? We are killing this society just slowly and slowly.
Yeah.
Me, because I wouldn't want to be someone's baby mama. Mimi, nakuachia tutakupa.
That was kubali. Actually, funny enough, out of the observation and also data shows that most childhood traumas, they emanate from either lack of father, or just say absence of father.
True.
Father is such a key figure in someone's life. How you turn out to be in life will be greatly determined by your dad, how your father was, and whether he was present or absent, and how he carried himself, and how he treated you. You know, like how you come out in life. That's how you. All childhood traumas, 98% of childhood traumas, how people come out in life, ni baba yao. Kama alikuwa hakuwa na vile alikuwa anawabeba.
Ama kama alikuwa ni hawa drunkards wanakuja wanachapa nyinyi wote. Some they don't even know how a father's love feels like.
For such a person, let's say it's a daughter, akigrow, anatafuta mtu abusive, so they end up in an abusive marriage. Kama si hivyo, atatafuta mtu ata-control, cause aliona vile babao anawafanyia. So anaweza taka mtu atafinya. So all those variations. So a father plays such a major role on how that child will grow out to become. You know, watu wanatafuta watu abusive, or rather they just come across narcissists. Because the father was a narcissist. So subconsciously ana choose narcissist bila yeye kujua.
And they're so used to it, they don't even feel like it's something big, like this is not a big deal, I'm used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. So anaingia pale anatengenezwa.
Should not be laughing.
It's not funny, but anatoka kwa hiyo marriage anaingia ingine.
Worse. Anaona patterns lakini ajui kwa nini.
Hata ajui yeye ndo wako na shida. Anadhani ni hao wanaume wako na shida. But the truth is, you were molested as a child by your father. So now when you have grown up, you're choosing a molester without you even knowing you're actually choosing a molester. So uko divorced 4 times na wote ni kukupiga walikuwa nakupiga. You are the one with the problem.
You're the common denominator.
Yeah, look at your life.
Your decision.
So you go to a therapist, anaku-assess, na anakuambia shida iko wapi, na hiyo problem inaresolviwa, and now you choose a good partner, and you live happily ever after.
Wow, so many triggers in those statements. So, please talk to these abusive dads who abuse their kids, maybe because they have issues with their wives. No, they want to tour whatever they have. Take it out on the kids.
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
When you're abusing your child, you're abusing a society. Because hurt people hurt people. When you're abusing that child, when that child will grow, he will hurt so many people because of you. So God will blame you. Like, if we, at the grand perspective of life, God ataweka hapo kwa meza, aoneshe, huyu nani, what's the name of this guy who Hitler? Atakuonesha Hitler alininiwa juu yako baba. Because only abuse Hitler akiwa mtoi. So Hitler amegrow akaua watu 50 million. But it's because of you. This child would not have turned out like that. So you are the one to blame. So when you're abusing a child, when you're beating that child as a father, and you're the one who is supposed to be protecting that child, you're the one who is supposed to be showing that child the way, but yet now you're doing the opposite. Mtu yeye akigrow ata abuse watu wengi sana. So you're actually hurting a society when you're hurting a child.
Now that Father's Day is coming up, do you usually celebrate, or do your family celebrate you as a father? Or do you even celebrate your dad?
Yes, sometimes. Fathers tend to be forgotten, which is sad. So sad.
No, we got you now, we got you.
We are not celebrated. We should be throwing bashes for present fathers and, and crowning them. Yeah. But that doesn't usually happen as often as it should. If it happens, it's once in a decade. So I think kuna watu wanafaa wajaribu ku
ongeza sauti wasikie. Ongeza sauti wasikie.
Yeah, but even us, see, we have fathers. We should do the same.
Do you?
And we don't. So I think everyone should actually really pull up their socks and really, really celebrate fathers. Alafu pia wanaume pia sisi pia tuko na hiyo perspective ya hatujali. Oh, it's my father, ni kama birthday.
Uko sawa, sawa.
Oh, today is my birthday. You even forgot your own birthday. So, but I think we should celebrate fathers. We should, especially fathers who are present, fathers. But pia unajua mafathers wameangusha. Because wameangusha because of now. It's very hard for you to hear an abusive mother than it is for you to hear an abusive father. An abusive father, you will not go beyond 10 fathers. Utapata mmoja hapo katikati.
Back, Diana, I need you to repeat your surname from where something to tell about the celebration about dads.
Okay.
So into 3, 2, 1, we're rolling, action.
Do you celebrate Father's Day? Do you celebrate your father and your family? Do they celebrate you as a father?
My family? As a father? I would be shocked.
Ongeza sauti.
Ndatoa Thitima ingine.
Unafaa Father's Day ikifika, unaenda unafungulia nini yote. Inaitwaje? Speaker zote. Thitima ndo wakijua sio unajua ni Father's Day, it's your day.
But I was celebrated once actually. Okay, this happened at least once in the blue moon thing is true. There's a time that you actually see a blue moon in the sky. So this day I was celebrated because I was done shopping for outfits, which was super amazing. It's there online. So hii siwezi kana. Unajua? Sasa kuna evidence. So I was celebrated as a father. But kutoka hapo, I think mambo ya baba sasa
kidogo.
Inaenda chini ya maji hivyo, inachezwa hivyo, inafichanishwa na hapo.
Lakini jaribu sahau Mother's Day.
Mimi nilijaribu nikasahau. Ajali jam. But anyway, I think we should do a lot of... hata nasema hata sisi, tuko na mababa.
Yes.
And we also not doing a very good job. Yet we praise the mothers and the Mother's Day so much. But we completely forget about our fathers, which I don't think it should be the case. We should really celebrate fathers who are fathers who are present. We should really celebrate them. Yeah. But mababa pia wamekosea sana because they have not, most of their fathers, they have not done their job. And I think that's the reason why it has really contributed to fathers being forgotten.
Yeah.
Because 1 out of 10, or maybe 3 out of 10, they're abusive or absent. That's true, right?
True. Extremely true.
So utapata, okay, saa babangu namcelebrate nini?
What am I celebrating?
Yeah, what am I celebrating? How many songs do you even ever hear about father? Me, I only know one song. Asante sana baba yangu kwa kunipa. I've never heard another song. Na ilikuwa Sauti Sol, sijui 20 years ago.
I don't even know this song.
There is no others hata ujui. Because it was not even popular. Because it's about singing for a father.
And so many fathers are deadbeats.
But sing about a mother.
Mama,
I love you. I love you, mama. Lakini mabuda wamesahaulika kabisa.
So you've never celebrated your dad for Father's Day?
Actually, it's so disappointing. We've never.
Even
as a family, we should actually just come together and celebrate Father's Day.
Yeah. Tell something to your dad.
My dad is the most amazing. Dad, you're the most amazing dude I've ever known. Like, you are such an amazing dad. Yeah, so... Is this Father's Day?
Itakuwa released on that Father's Day.
Okay. So, because today is Father's Day, I really want to wish you a great Father's Day. And we really hope to do something amazing for you. Because you've been an amazing and present dad. That is undeniable. And you're a fun dad to be around. But then my dad is the fun guy. Ukimwona. Yani ni mse akona life yani. Yeah.
That's awesome. What are the hacks do you use for maybe parenting methods that makes it easier for you to parent your kids?
Pretending I'm such a friendly dad so that when I beat them, they don't hate me later.
They're like, nika season 2. And then our guy is back. That's a really nice one. That's a nice one.
Na nikimchapa sinjukie. Aje tu ni hiyo time.
Ile kiatu ulikuwa unasoma ilikuwa gani?
Sasa tunarudi ya life imerudi.
Wow.
So unaweza mchapa saa hii na the next 2 seconds.
Drive.
I even tell him, dude, forget about it. See, we are done with it. See, okay, first, see wewe nimechapa.
Ni makosa.
Si ni makosa nimechapa.
That's letting me to rescue you.
Si wewe bado uko hapa.
Mimi.
So, those are some of the tricks that dads use.
Another one. We are learning. Tunaandika mahali.
Na ni important by the end watu hivi wasione nika uko na beef now.
Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah.
Another hack.
I've given you 2 hacks. Right?
1.
No, I've told you being friendly first.
Okay.
Like overly friendly. And then ndo akikosea unamtandika vizuri. That's one hack. The other hack is umwambie si yeye unachapa.
Yeah.
Ni makosa.
Hiyo line sishiki na nimekataa.
Na kitu imefanya makosa ni mkono. Acha tuchape mkono. Unachapa mkono. Sasa juu miguu ilienda hapo. Sasa tuende kwa miguu. Unachapa tu miguu. Huo mtoi mtapendana sana. hamtaiko sana. Alafu unamwambia na sasa she's there, or rather they are there. They are sobbing, Junior na nuna hapo. Si tumemalizia maneno. What's the problem? Should we just continue with life? Come on now. Why are you still there? Let's go and watch some cartoon. Mnaenda mnawatch cartoon. Na hiyo story inaisha na anasahau na hata irudie hiyo makosa.
Wow. Being a celebrity fathers, I think you have many expectations from fans.
Yeah.
And you know how fans are, they expect you to be in a certain way.
Yeah.
That you're not even there.
Yeah.
How do you handle such pressures? And being a celebrity father, how do you handle such pressure?
As guys, we're like, we don't really... We've put ourselves in a way like in the limelight. Kuna venye tumejibrand. As guys, we want to show you what we want to show you. And msijaribu kutuweka pressure ya kufanya kitu. Like, if we want to celebrate a birthday online, we're going to do it. But we might as well not. So, I think it's just how you place your brand out there. Because that's how we've placed our brand. Like, don't pressure me to showcase something.
Yeah.
I'm only going to show you what I want to show you. And you should be contented with that. Now, watu hawatupeagi pressure by the way. Like, birthday, wanacharaza huyo. Zaraziwa kwa phone. Like, don't pressure me to show you something that I don't want to show you. If I want to go on a holiday in Mombasa and I don't want to show you, it's okay.
Unapata paparazzi kuwasha record kila kitu, unajipata BNN.
Wataweka tu ni sawa tu. As long as ufanyi kitu illegal, it's all right. But that's how we've placed our brand. Like, we showcase what we want to showcase. And our fans, they already know that. And they're okay with that. Yeah.
Thank you. How do you incorporate technology and social media in your parenting? You mentioned that your kid is well known, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of a celebrity.
Yeah.
So, of course, that has opened a door for these entitled fans or even cyberbullying. How do you handle that?
I don't let them... Okay, mkubwa anapenda kujua what people are saying, which I really discourage as a father and as a son who is out there. I don't like him going through, because he wants to, and he's asking if he can. But I really discourage him from reading the comments, because I know what the comments can do to him.
Yeah.
The comments can shape him either... The comments will have an effect on him in a way that he will not be an independent thinker. And I want to raise an independent thinker in this way. I don't want him to be shaped by what people are saying about him. You see, like right now, I put these 2 beards. Now people online are saying, hey, to easy as get. I don't care. Una get? I don't care. Zinani jazz. Una get? So I want him to be an independent thinker, such that people are not telling him what to do or to be. Like, he can make that decision, and he can be comfortable with that decision, and he can live with that decision. So I really discourage him from reading comments up until I know he's at that stage where he is mature enough to handle what other people are saying about him without those words affecting him. Yeah. So me, even ndo naiangalia. Pia kuweka hashtags the right, cause mtu atataka kuingia online, unajua, atataka kuchukua simu yako, anataka kucheza game, mara ingia YouTube. So kuna restrictions fulani. Anyway, you just need to be smart enough to know how to maneuver through social media. And especially, by the way, for all, like, we are living in social media right now.
Yeah.
We're living in the age of... We are not going back to Stone Age.
Yes.
So deal with it. Your kids are going to learn how to operate the phone. They're going to learn how to maneuver through the smart TV to YouTube and what have you, and doing all those things. So you also have to, like, you know, like, what do I say? Like, pull up your socks. Learn these things. Learn how to hide certain keywords, sites, what have you. So that ile content unapata nayo ni family friendly. Because there's a way that you can set your... Kasa yu ukiingia kwa YouTube yangu, pale kwa search ya TV, kuna content, unless we search, like, kuisearch kabisa.
Unajua wewe ndio unaenda kusearch hawezi pata.
Haitakaa kwa suggestion.
Yeah.
Because itakaa vitu za watu wengi, unaget vitu najua. Ni friendly na watu wengi.
That's really nice. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received about parenting?
Piece of advice that I've received about parenting? I think most things are ready to my share. But one of it being just be present. Just be present. Yeah.
And worse, and then kakugeukie.
Sina actually.
As you're concluding, what would you tell your fellow fathers?
Same piece of advice. Be present for your kids. Love your kids. Show both types of love. Don't just overlove your kid and then forget to have tough love for your kids. Because watakusumbua hapo mbeleni na watasumbua watu. Na wewe ndo kwani nani ublemiwa si ni baba?
Wewe.
So know how to balance between the two. Be a good dad and also be a tough dad. Yeah.
And now please wish them happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, guys, and be good dads and be tough dads and be present dads as well. And a happy Father's Day. I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. And make sure that you take your kids out somewhere so that they know you are the father. Wewe ndio baba yao. Usingoje kutekiwa out. Ama hii kitu hata inafaa. Haufai kutekiwa out. Mtu atajuaje wewe ndio baba? Wewe unafaa wapeleke I am the father. Mimi ndio baba.
But for Father's Day, at least they should take you out to appreciate you been taking them out.
Kitu kaa hiyo.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.